Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 467 based on novel. So let's start. The poisonous mist that was so thick that the breath could not help slowing down spread, and a huge roar emerged. Ignorant human beings. In an instant, a jeering sound rose from the stone hall in front of him, and a behemoth poured into everyone's sight. Is this the so-called 8 poisonous snakes? After Xiao Yan finished speaking, he turned his eyes to the front, and a long-lost shock filled his heart. The 8 poison demon snakes originated from the ancient alien 8-headed snake, which is said to be an extremely tyrannical beast. The birth or arrival of the 8-headed snake will bring endless disasters. It has 8 heads and 8 tails, and it contains a legendary sword in its body. The 8 venomous demon snake has 8 heads and 8 tails. The snake head is as mysterious as a dragon head, but the eyes are like scarlet blood flowing. The back has countless moss and poison marks, which looks like a foul body. The whole body often has clouds flowing, and the body is as huge as a mountain, which makes people feel suffocated. Tear off. At the same time, the smallest snake head on the body of the 8 poison demon snake surged and quickly stretched out to kill Xiao Yan. The whole body of this demonic snake is green, and there are countless poisonous miasma lingering vaguely. Even the poisonous soul can't help but be afraid. Saint Yang Kai. Burning decision. Xiao Yang exhaled heavily. The gorgeous holy flame armor completely protected every corner of his body, and then he displayed the burning art. The inscription also started to work. In the face of such a strong opponent as the 8 poison demon snake, there is no need to hold back at all, and you have to use your strongest tricks from the very beginning. Flame of the Golden Crow. Zuna also knew what brother Xiao Yang's thoughts were, and took the lead. The divine weapon bracelet surged, and the 5-legged golden crow body instantly emerged, stirring the entire poisonous fog magic pool. Oh! Holy flame! The remaining 7 snake heads let out an exclamation at the same time, and then the snake eyes locked on Xiao Yang and the two of them. Although the fluctuations on these two people were only at the first level of reincarnation, with the power of Sheng Yang, it was extremely easy to deal with the normal second level. Even reluctantly dealing with the triple reincarnation level is not a problem. It's a pity, own strength is the 4th order. Moreover, the demon god Poison Pond is also their home court, and this time they will surely die. Even if he is naturally cold, but as long as he obtains the holy flames in these 2 guys, he has full confidence to break through the current shackles and advance to the 5th level. Boom! A burst of dazzling green poisonous mist spewed out from the 8th snake's mouth, Xiao Yang's body surging, and cleverly dodged away, but the quagmire there was sunk by corrosion, and the void was empty. It's all corroded clean. The venom of this 8 poisonous snake is so terrifying. Wheel of the Golden Crow. Reverse. Immediately, she felt the poisonous mist surging in the void in front of her. The green poisonous mist made Zuna let out a coquettish cry, and the 5-legged golden crow stood proudly behind her, and shot out like the strings of a bow. The 5-legged golden crow just emerged, and the huge golden fire wings fanned, and the energy of heaven and earth in the entire quagmire became restless. Spirit of an artifact. The 8 poisonous demon snake is naturally unclear about the relationship between the 5-legged golden crow and the divine weapon bracelet. Seeing the powerful power of this 5-legged golden crow, the snake's eyes immediately became gloomy and cold. This divine weapon spirit, which contains the power of flame, is the most troublesome. Zuna, back away. A roar swept out, accompanied by a ripple of flames. Boom! One after another flame pattern pillars of different colors poured out, and then completely shrouded the entire poison god devil pool. The continuous pattern and the power of holy flames turned this place from a poisonous miasma to a world of flames. 450,000 core inscriptions. The devils of the heavens, the pattern of holy flame. At this moment, Xiao Yang combined the small flame cauldron with the all-heaven demon formation, adding a more tyrannical power to the original foundation. 5 Zhong-sized flame light seals slowly wrapped around Xiao Yang as the center. A terrifying wave spread out, and suddenly the entire void began to crumble little by little. The 5 holy patterns seem to be weak and insignificant, but they are the ultimate manifestation of the power of holy flames. The fluctuations emitted by them are combined with the power of the formation. Even today's 8 poisonous snakes are discolored. Cunning humans. The 8 poisonous devil snakes roared viciously, and then the 8 snakes kept closing, always paying attention to this formation and Xiao Yang's movements. The power of the Do Formation Master is naturally tyrannical, but the drawbacks are also very obvious. It takes time to deploy the formation pattern. Unfortunately, the 8 poison demon snake was implicated by Zuna, which bought enough time for Xiao Yan. Boom. After a while, the 8 heads of the 8 poisonous snakes surged, and countless poisonous mists poured out from their bodies, and the dazzling poisonous mists broke out completely. Boom. The majestic poisonous mist exploded like fireworks in the evolutionary version of the All-Heaven Devil formation. Suddenly, a strange situation of gorgeous flames and gorgeous poisonous fog stalemate was formed in the formation. Scorpion venom. 1 UN poison. Desolate blood poison. Soul poisonous fog. Seeing that he tried his best to break through this formation, the 4 heads of the 8 poisonous snakes began to sway, and then opened their mouths. Xiao Yang. Be careful. 8 poisonous snakes possess 8 extremely terrifying venom powers. Once attacked by them, the consequences will be disastrous. At this time, the little medical fairy hurriedly said, only she knew how tyrannical the 8 poisons mastered by the 8 poisonous snakes were. Tear off. The 4 venom light clusters collided with the formation, and the flame power within the entire formation instantly solidified. The terrifying power generated along the way actually ripped apart this extremely tyrannical formation with crack. 8 poisonous snakes are really extraordinary, but the power of the holy pattern, the demon-suppressing pillar, suppress me. Xiao Yang's eyes seemed slightly calm looking at the raging poisonous fogstorm. He definitely felt a crisis that was close to destruction, but Xiao Yang had no fear. All the power in the formation was absorbed. At the same time, on Xiao Yang's broad palm, 5 holy patterns spun at a high speed, and with the terrifying power of up to 440,000 patterns, they completely swept out. In the blink of an eye, a small cauldron of flame gushed out from Xiao Yang's palm, and then surrounded by 5 holy patterns, an ancient beam of flame only an inch long roared out of the small cauldron. The flame beam has just emerged, and it has expanded rapidly. It is only a matter of time before and after the breath, and it has grown to a size of thousands of feet. Above the beam of light, there is an ancient wave, and the power exerted by the 5 holy patterns actually makes all the power in the entire void seem to become quiet. The power of repression and destruction is especially tyrannical. How can it be? Holy flame? How could you have so many holy flames? Multiple bells of holy flames exist as one, and only one will end up dying by exploding his body. The ancient demon-suppressing fire pillar appeared, and the dense flame sacred pattern instigated it, which actually caused the always proud 8 poison demon snake to tremble. After a while, the 8 heads of the 8 poisonous snakes made a sound at the same time, and their eyes were fixed on this ancient flame of light. The voice was cold, and it was full of fear. Magic pillar. Repression. The grand sound resounded through the entire formation like rolling thunder, so the flame beam filled with countless ancient sacred patterns suppressed all the energy of heaven and earth in the void, and then moved gently, facing the 8 poisonous snakes. The entrenched position fell. With just such a slight fall, the space in the entire formation seemed to be reflected, and the heavy pressure made Zuna and the others breathe faster. If it weren't for Xiao Yang's protection of the formation control, I am afraid that with their strength, they would instantly fall into it. Fluctuations of this level, even the fusion with Xiao Yang's 6 holy flames is not too much. Boom. Yellow flames, purple flames, and several kinds of flames are intertwined, and they are extremely terrifying. Under such fluctuations, even if the 8 poisonous snakes are unparalleled in the world, they are burned into nothingness and ashes in the endless flames. With a sound, the torso of the 8 poisonous snakes and 8 snakes were gently suppressed by it, and a crisp sound of bones colliding slowly sounded. The scorching sacred flames were scorching the body of the 8 poisonous demonic snake. The blood and the poisonous mist were drying up at a very fast speed, but the 8 poisonous demonic snake let out a long howl in the sky, followed by a burst of poison. The fog poured out, trying to resist Xiao Yang's attack. Sacred flame pattern, array pattern, give me town. Xiao Yang saw this poisonous beast desperately resisting, and Yi Ran was able to sense the fluctuations spreading from the 8 snake bodies. Quadruple reincarnation stage. If this battle does not end quickly, the losing side will probably be Xiao Yang and the others. After all, the strength of the 4-layered reincarnation level poisonous beast is definitely not something that Xiao Yang can compete with today. Xiao Yang snorted coldly, his palms changed, and countless holy flames slowly flowed out of his body, and then poured into the beam of flame. With Xiao Yang's nearly all-out blessing, the huge ancient beam of light buzzed throughout the body, as if there was an ancient and vast sound, and the poisonous mist that protected the body from the 8 poisonous snakes was actually like this in Xiao Yang. Under the means, countless strange white mists appeared. The tyrannical poisonous mist that condensed the power of the 8 venoms of the 8 poisonous snakes and its 4th level strength actually collapsed under the means of Xiao Yang, Little chops. The body-protecting poisonous mist was broken, and the flame beam covered with the pattern of holy flames was unreservedly suppressed on the smooth skin of the 8 poisonous snakes. The power of the 8 poisons, the poisonous sky fog. The body quickly retreated, and it has slowly retreated to the edge of the formation. The hot holy flames cooperated with the holy pattern light beam, making the 8 poisonous devil snakes unbearable. Stand up. 8 extremely strange roaring sounds emerged from the 8 heads, and the 8 snake heads sucked hard at the same time, and in an instant they swallowed countless venoms, forming a grey foggy light group in front of them. The grey fog light group seemed illusory and weak, but the poisonous fog power contained in it was extremely deadly. As soon as it appeared, Xiao Yang's breath and mind became trembling. This level of venom poisonous mist can be said to be the first person Xiao Yang has seen so far. Zuna, help me. At this moment, Xiao Yang did not dare to be careless, and hurriedly called out to Zuna below. The source of holy flame. Zun Eryu twitched her hand, and the golden liquid flowed out of her body and shot towards Xiao Yang. In the next injection of inflammation, let me fall here. Seeing the surrounding formation space buzzing and shattering at any time, Xiao Yang caught the source of the holy flame delivered by Zuna, and the 6 holy patterns were branded on the flame beam, viciously suppressing the 8 poisonous demonic snakes. Go! Bang bang bang! The ancient power contained in the 6 holy patterns. Let the 8 poisonous snakes resist, it is useless. After a few minutes, the 8 poisonous snakes' last resort slowly disappeared, and a loud noise sounded from above its body. The first is the core source of the 8 poisonous snakes. The 8 heads are crumbling, and the miserable voices continue to emerge. Even the 8 bodies instantly become red, and there is a vaguely baked strange appearance. Under the baking of this holy flame, I am afraid it will completely turn into a mummified corpse in just a few minutes. 8 different colors of venom dripped from the snake's head, and then reluctantly carried this devastating attack down. The 8 poisonous devil snakes stared at Xiao Yang with ferocity. This mere human being with the strength of the first-level reincarnation has actually forced himself to be so miserable. I will never let him go easily. Dragon Claw. However, just after this guy was slightly fortunate that Xiao Yang's next powerful blow, a deep sound of breaking wind, accompanied by the sound of trembling in the air, swept out. The claws fell, and a trace of demonic dark green blood dripped from the 8 heads, and the sound of bones dislocating and colliding was particularly harsh. Bang bang bang! The body of the 8 poison demon snake froze instantly, and its eyes shrank tightly, because at this time it was suddenly aware that under such a claws by Xiao Yang, the vitality in its body was rapidly disappearing. After a while, the huge body suddenly fell to the ground. At the same time, the shattered All Heavens demon array shattered with a huge impact, restoring the original appearance of this space. After solving this behemoth, Xiao Yang directly sat cross-legged in the void, a mouthful of blood spurting out, trying his best to regulate his breath. In this battle just now, there was no slack, and the first move was to use all the ultimate moves. For Xiao Yang, it was almost all the means. If it wasn't for the help of the 6 holy patterns, Xiao Yang would have difficulty killing the 8 poisonous snakes. Like ascending to the sky. Of course, there may be the contemptuous existence of the 8 poisonous demon snakes, but now, this poisonous beast has suffered serious damage, and it is like a lamb to be slaughtered. Brother Xiao Yang, are you alright? Xiao Yang, are you alright? Although it was obviously the best time to kill the 8 poison demon snake, even though the 8 poison demon snake was full of treasures, no one moved rashly. 2 extremely worried inquiries sounded beside Xiao Yang, and 2 figures with worried expressions suddenly appeared beside him. The poisonous soul on the side looked at Xiao Yang with some resentment. I finally found a woman who matched the poisonous body of the Poison God Palace. Why does this situation seem to be out of my control now? I'm fine. Go first and take out the poison pills and other things of the 8 poison demon snake. It still has a breath, so it must not be taken lightly. Xiao Yang pretended to be calm, then got up and looked at this poison god devil pool. At this time, the breath of the 8 poisonous demonic snakes was clearly dying, and their life and death were unknown. They were jointly bombed and killed by 6 holy patterns. Even a poisonous beast as tyrannical as this quadruple reincarnation level, there was nothing they could do. The power of holy flames is evident. Opening his eyes, the power of his soul was released, and he suddenly found that the huge body of the 8 poisonous snakes was slowly sinking and fell into the poisonous pool below. As for the poisonous soul, he was thinking about something, and this snake demon the void at the edge of the pool fluctuated slightly, as if some strange aura was hiding in it. After recovering a little bit of vindictive energy, Xiao Yang and the four displayed an extremely dazzling flame barrier to protect themselves, and then went deep into the magic pool below, chasing after the falling 8 poisonous demon gods. This is already the interior of the Poison God Palace, and the 8 poisonous devil snakes must be taken into the bag as soon as possible to avoid other mistakes. As Xiao Yang and everyone just disappeared, there were some uninvited guests in the Poison God Devil Pool. Master Venomfang, you will be on the site of the 8 poison demon snakes in a while. You have to help the younger generation. After the younger generation has collected the power of the 8 poison demon snakes, our snake sect will definitely not treat the adults badly. 2 silhouettes hidden in the poisonous mist slowly emerged from the void outside. Although one of them was a woman, her face was pale, and there was a striking blood shadow of a scorpion on her face. Extraordinarily creepy. Well, the strength of this beast is said to have reached the 4th level of reincarnation. After helping you to kill this time, it will be the turn of the wonderful girl of the Poison God Palace to compete. I hope you will not disappoint my good intentions. Among them, the dark-skinned old man stroked his beard with a leisurely tone. Upon closer inspection, his breath had reached the peak of the triple reincarnation order, and from what this woman said, this old man seems to be a strong man of the Poison God Palace. The poisonous arts and poison methods learned by the strong men of the Poison God Palace belong to the top category. In conjunction with the peak strength of the triple reincarnation, he really has the ability to hunt and kill 8 the qualifications of the poisonous snake. Hey, it's natural. When the younger generation wins the power of this beast, he will definitely recommend adults to enter that dream place in the Palace of Poison God, the Palace of the God of Poison. The gloomy woman beside her smiled slightly, her voice was extraordinarily cold, but when she mentioned the word Poison God Palace, the old man with fangs beside him sent out an extremely fiery wave, as if this place had a fatal effect on him. Attractive. Hey, where are the 8 poisonous snakes? Wait, this kind of fluctuation, not good. This beast may have been preempted by others. In an instant, when the 2 of them came to the depths of the Poison God Devil Pool and looked at the riddled voids and the burning traces of flames left behind, the Venomfang Elder looked hideous. Similar to the 8 poison demon snakes, the guardian beasts of the Poison God Palace, they have been brutal since ancient times, and it is reasonable to be hunted by others, but there has been no news of any hunting and killing of beasts in the palace recently. I am afraid that they encountered thieves. I want to see who can kill the 8 poisonous snakes before me. Sir, I have to ask you to go down with me for a walk. The woman's icy eyes slowly stared at the quagmire lingering in the poisonous mist below, apparently sensing the hidden breath of the 8 poisonous snakes, and at the same time a fierce killing intent emerged. Go. Looking at each other, the 2 body-protecting poisonous mist filled their bodies, and they poured into the bottom one after the other, but the fluctuations of the poisonous mist on the 2 people's bodies were extremely good, and even the poisonous woman and poisonous soul could not touch them. Brother Xiao Yang, the power of the poisonous mist here is getting stronger and stronger. I'm afraid that within 100 meters, it will reach the limit that we can bear. Without the protection of the shelter barrier, I'm afraid we will face an extremely dangerous situation. On the other side, even with the protection of the poisonous mist from the little Doctor Immortal, the blessing of the antlers and the shroud of the holy flame, under the protection of the power of the 3, it only caused Xiao Yang and others to drop nearly 800 meters away, thick and thick. The rich venom that made the soul power poison become dazed, like a river flowing around them. Once their body protection energy is corroded by the venom and there is any crack, I am afraid that this venom can instantly swallow their life force and completely kill them. Here, why? There is no such place in the Poison God Devil Pool in my memory. What is going on here? At this moment, the poisonous soul clenched his teeth and looked at the place where the dark green venom was denser. An inexplicable heart palpitation appeared in his heart. Tear off. Unlike Xiao Yang and the other 3, Xiao Yixian had entered a treasure land exclusively for her at this time. Her body was like an endless black hole vortex, and countless poisonous mists and venom were absorbed into her body. His poisonous body after being tempered by countless venoms looks even weirder. It shouldn't be. With such a huge body, it is impossible for the 8 poisonous snakes to disappear under our noses. And it's dying, unable to exert any more power. Xiao Yang murmured, always feeling that there was something strange in this poisonous pool. Everyone slowed down the speed of descent, and then carefully observed the surroundings. Could it be that the 8 poisonous snakes have been corroded by the quagmire of venom here? After a while, Zuna looked a little worried. Impossible. The power of the venom of the 8 poisonous snakes is extremely tyrannical, and its body is full of treasures, so it won't be so fragile. Breakthrough. Suddenly, before the conversation of several people was over, strange voices emerged from the surrounding venom quagmire. The sound seemed to be made by some kind of creature, and the sound was filled with a sense of soul tremor. With the appearance of this sound, in the entire quagmire of poisonous mist, bursts of corrosive sound accompanied by bursts of white mist gushed out, and the terrible corrosive power was suffocating. Tear off. Immediately, the poisonous mist quagmire was responsible for the flow, and there was a white wave of ability rippling from the quagmire like a water wave. Retreat. Xiao Yang immediately noticed the abnormality and hurriedly shouted. Down. There seems to be something mysterious below. The poisonous erysipelas body of the little medical fairy emerged together with a very strange light, and then spoke slightly. It seems that the poison pill in the body is looming at this time, and there is a burst of extremely mysterious fluctuations, as if there is something below that has a fatal attraction to the poison pill in the body. That kind of attraction is even bigger than the poison pill in the body of the 8 poison demon snake. Boom. Another attack gushed out, and immediately set off huge waves in this quagmire of venom. Countless dense venom poisonous mists roared towards everyone, and the corrosive power contained in it, even soul power and holy flames can be corroded. Come. No matter how terrifying the poisonous mist attack was, when he came into contact with Xiao Yang and the others, poisonous pills surged up all over the little medical fairy and devoured them instantly. After swallowing a lot of venom and poisonous mist, the poisonous mist on Xiaoyixian's cheeks is crawling under the skin, and even the poisonous pills and strength in the body are moving at a terrifying speed increase. The cultivation of the evil poison body is much easier, unless you encounter some difficult bottlenecks. Otherwise, the stronger the poison's power, the more terrifying the increase in self-blessing. Boom. The entire dark green poisonous mist quagmire is empty. Xiao Yang and the others are still slowly descending, but there seems to be some kind of creature crawling around. And go. With the consumption of these attacks, I am afraid that Xiao Yang and others are approaching the limit, but there is no sign of reaching the end of the quagmire below. This kind of feeling is like everyone being played by an unknown creature. Once the protective barrier is exhausted, the mysterious creature will perform a fatal blow. Even more strange, no matter how Xiao Yang and others use their soul power, etc., in the end, it was impossible to detect this mysterious creature hidden in the quagmire of poisonous fog. Damn. If we continue like this, within a minute, our energy barrier will completely disappear, but we will face the deadliest poisonous mist in the poison pool. This place is already the territory of this mysterious creature. I'm afraid that without its permission, we don't want to leave here alive. In the dead void, the ripples of poisonous mist surged with a violent force. Every time they came into contact with Xiao Yang and the others' body protection barrier, the sound of puffing was particularly harsh. In addition to the emergence of some white mist, the sturdy energy barrier actually showed faint cracks. I'm afraid it will be completely in a short time. Crumble. As of now, that's all. Xiao Yang's eyes were extremely solemn. After a while, he actually took the initiative to remove his own body protection barrier, and his eyes were fixed on the unknown creatures in the poisonous mist quagmire. Boom. Zuna and Poison Solko couldn't help but do the same. Without the protection of the body protection barrier, among the 4, except for the little medical fairy and the poisonous soul who were not in serious trouble, Xiao Yang and Zuna's chests were throbbing. A bit slow. Just as everyone's body protection barrier disappeared, the entire quagmire of poisonous mist began to surge, and a green creature that was only a few feet away climbed out of it, and a greedy aura was reflected in its eyes, which locked Xiao Yang and the others. Poison people? Suddenly, a strong sense of excitement appeared in the eyes of the little doctor fairy. Looking up, I can see the whole picture of this guy very clearly, with a human head and a snake body, and the strange snake tail has a barb like a poisonous scorpion. He looks at the little medical fairy with a frenzy on his face. It's overwhelming. Evil poisonous body, open, poison pill, run. A loud voice came from the mouth of Xiaoyixian, and he didn't wait for this snake and scorpion venomous man. With any action, circles of viscous, slightly greenish venom gushed out from the body of the little medical fairy, and immediately disregarded the restraints of this poison pool space, and quickly roared away at the poisonous man below. Tear off. The poisonous man just wanted to open the corners of his mouth to bite Xiao Yang and Zuna, but when he found this group of venom gushing out, bursts of excitement filled the air, and the corners of his mouth opened and closed, swallowing it in one fell swoop. After the poisonous man devoured the poisonous mist, his body instantly expanded dozens of times, and huge dark green wings suddenly grew from behind him. With a gentle instigation, a storm of poisonous mist blew up, and blasted away at Xiao Yang and everyone else. I still need a little time. My poison spreads through his limbs before I can control him. After Xiao Yan finished speaking, his eyes closed immediately, and his entire body became gloomy and sinister due to the increase of the poison pill. However, Xiao Yang was able to detect that there seemed to be some kind of extremely weak inside the body of Xiao Yan and this poisonous person. Contact. Tear off. The poisonous man appeared, and the power of the soul and the barrier of holy flames emerged. With the help of the gentle power released by the two Wulu Zilingyan antlers, they could resist for a while. Xiao Yang waved his hand, and then those poisonous fogstorms were instantly extinguished. The flame was like a torch, and the ancient lines completely wrapped Xiao Yang's body. Senior poisonous, Zuna and Xiao Yixian will trouble you to take care of one or two. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, the three people behind the holy flame domain casted shelter and moved their bodies, carrying a burst of violent power, and attacked the poisonous man directly. Seeing that his attack was extinguished, the poisonous man stuck out his tongue and swallowed slightly. Little Dr. Immortal's difficult poison body, in conjunction with the poison pill, is very attractive to him. Lightning ball. In an instant, a body intertwined with flames and thunder pierced through the void and attacked directly at the location of the poisonous man. When Xiao Yang was so resolute, the poisonous man was silent, like a mute, but his eyes were slightly narrowed, and the barb on the snake's tail contained a terrifying poisonous mist, and he quickly retreated. Between the electric light and flint, a ball of light covered with grey thunder and flames appeared without warning at the place where the poisonous man was standing. The ball of thunder and fire was like an extremely destructive energy ball. It had just emerged, and the entire poison god and demon pool was buzzing in the void, and even a faint crack was bombed out. Hateful. The attack failed, Xiao Yang's brows furrowed, as if his movement trajectory and attack were seen through by this poisonous man. This kind of battle has never been seen before. Just as Xiao Yang hesitated, the void behind Xiao Yang trembled abruptly, and then a black shadow swept across like lightning. A slightly sharp and highly poisonous snake and scorpion's tailhook stabbed at Xiao Yang's Qianling Gari viciously. Just waiting for you. Boom. The sharp snake and scorpion barb did not hit Xiao Yang, but was tightly wrapped by a palm with a brilliant blue light. Little Dr. Immortal, take advantage of now. After stopping the poisonous man's attack, Xiao Yang suddenly shouted at the figure behind him. Evil poison body, swallow. Hearing the words, Xiao Yixian suddenly opened his eyes, and a huge poisonous mist of energy raged out. Immediately, the radiance in his body was prosperous, and a green dragon eye-sized bead spit out from the edge of the jade lips, and quickly shot at the poisonous man. In addition to the power that had just poured into the poisonous man's body, the poisonous man seemed to be at this moment. Some are out of control. Boom. The poisonous pill left the body, and Xiao Yixian's face was instantly pale, but the poisonous person on the side was eroded by the poisonous pill, and the power on his body was continuously absorbed by him. It looks like the poison pill is endlessly asking for and absorbing the sinister poisonous mist in the body of the poisonous person. Now, it should be fine. Seeing such an orderly scene, Zuna also smiled reassuringly. There are some strong people who are good at using poison everywhere in the Poison Palace. For them, the Holy Flame Controller, even if the Holy Flame is tyrannical, it can't play a big role. After all, no matter how tyrannical your strength is, if you are secretly poisoned by others, you don't need to confront it directly, you can obliterate the enemy invisibly. This is the highest state of using poison. The little Dr. Immortal poison pill continued to absorb the power of the poisonous man, and then the whole space seemed to be a little quiet, but the poisonous man didn't do anything about it, just as if a body without wisdom was allowed to absorb it. Wait, the breath in this poisonous man is not right. There is an ancient force brewing that even Saint Flame feels uneasy. Little Dr. Immortal quickly put away your poison pill. After a few breaths, Xiao Yang, who was holding the barbs of the poisonous snake and scorpion in the state of dragon transformation in the distance, suddenly had a rare dignified expression on his face. It was roaring at the little medical fairy with a roar. The moment Xiao Yang opened his mouth, countless dazzling poisonous mists suddenly gathered above the poisonous man's head, and then a solid-colored jade tripod the size of the palm of his hand floated out. At the moment that Zuanyu Ding appeared, all the poisonous mists and poisons in the entire poison god and demon pool became quiet, and the most intuitive one was Xiao Yang, who was very close. Xiao Yang only felt that this jade cauldron was filled with an indescribable wave of destruction. Touching it, instantly died. What exactly is this? Xiao Yang tried to let go of his hand, but found that his palm was completely sticky by the tail of the snake and scorpion venomous man. Feeling the ancient wave in front of him at close range, a trace of fear gushing from the depths of his soul, made Xiao Yang clearly realize that the jade cauldron floating above the snake and scorpion venomous man's head is probably no ordinary thing. Let me. At this time, Xiaoyixian's pretty face changed slightly, and then her figure floated and came to Xiao Yang's side in an instant. She lightly gritted her teeth, her jade-white palm and Xiao Yang's arm overlapped, jointly resisting the deadly barb of the snake and scorpion venomous man. You. Feeling that this fragile person who was close at hand, there were bursts of icy touches on his arm that were different from ordinary people, and Xiao Yang couldn't help but feel a little puzzled. Go. Little Dr. Immortal couldn't care about answering Xiao Yang, so he could only push Xiao Yang back with all his strength, and took over Xiao Yang's original position. Crack. With a sound, Xiao Yang, Zuna, and Poison Soul Z were instantly sheltered by the Xiaoyi Immortal poison pill, but the Xiaoyi Immortal did not have any protection, and their skin touched the snake and scorpion poisoner forcibly. The dark green poisonous fog of venom, little by little, passed from the poisonous person through the arm, and then slowly injected into the delicate body of the little medical fairy. The delicate body trembled, Xiaoyixian's lips became dry and purple, and then the whole space was extremely quiet, but no matter how terrifying the poisonous mist was, the effect on Xiaoyixian did not cause any disturbance. This thing. Could it be in the legend? Poison God Palace's long-lost poison god cauldron? After a few breaths, the poisonous soul opened his mouth in astonishment, his pupils shrank slightly and looked at the solid-colored jade cauldron floating above the snake and scorpion poisoner's head. Poison God Cauldron? The most powerful thing that ranks third among the 7 great artifacts of the demon world. Listening to Poison Soul's mouth, Zuna also looked at the jade tripod in surprise. The body of the cauldron seems to be engraved with ancient sacred objects, and the power such as poisonous mist is extremely terrifying. The most important thing is that the figure of this jade cauldron is looming, as if it is illusory and unreal. It seems to be just a projection. Poison people, this is a unique species of our poison god palace. Those who make good use of poison use their own supreme poison to collect some extremely special human monsters, and use poison as a guide to refine poison people. The strength of a poison man is not distinguished by reincarnation, but by the refiner's degree of control over poison. Similar to the snake and scorpion venomous man in front of him, with a human head and a snake body, his strength is uncertain, but his combat power is enough to threaten the ordinary triple reincarnation. There must be some treasure at the bottom of this poisonous pool. At this moment, Poison Soul's body trembled, and he explained with a dazzling expression. A tyrannical poisonous person like the snake and scorpion poisonous person, even in the entire poisonous palace, is listed as a treasure by income. How could it appear here? Not to mention that this snake and scorpion venomous man actually has the projection of the 3rd artifact of the demon world. It seems that all the spearheads point to the deeper part of this poisonous pool. Boom boom boom. In an instant, Xiaoyixian's poisonous body was completely detonated, and circles of dark green poisonous mist floated out of his body, and then slowly walked towards the jade tripod above the snake and scorpion poisoner's head. The two confronted, and the source of the poisonous mist that Xiaoyixian released was enough to devour everything, and it was instantly wiped out on its jade tripod. After the jade tripod absorbed the poisonous mist, it trembled slightly and disappeared. With the disappearance of the jade tripod projection, the snake and scorpion venomous man seemed to have received some kind of guidance, and the speed skyrocketed and shot towards the void below. Follow him. After the little medical fairy finished speaking, her delicate body was shocked, and then a layer of poisonous mist barrier protected herself and jumped directly into the deeper space below the poisonous pool. The threat of the poisonous fog in the space below is even greater, but on the contrary, there is always a faint call that attracts him. The most important thing is that the legendary magical artifact of the demon world just short-lived, making the little medical fairy feel that there is another world below. The snake and scorpion venomous man was controlled by the little medical fairy, and the speed skyrocketed and shot down towards the bottom. The sound of others breaking the wind along the way actually stirred up countless poisonous fogstorms, and the entire poison pool world looked extremely dangerous. After a long time, just when Xiao Yang and the others were about to support their protective barriers to the limit, and their expressions were extremely solemn, a layer of green barrier suddenly appeared in front of everyone. Below, I am afraid it is the enchantment space. Xiao Yang frowned, and then said in a deep voice, when he came here and approached the bottom of the poison pond of the demon god, the corrosive power of the surrounding poisonous mist weakened a lot, so everyone became peaceful for a while. It's just that in the special void covered by the enchantment, an extremely old wave is actually transmitted. Even Sheng Yang and Zuna's artifact bracelets hummed. Brother Xiao Yang, look, it's the 8 poisonous snakes. Zuna took a closer look, and suddenly saw a huge body straddling the edge of the green enchantment, motionless, as if on the verge of death. Solve it. Without acting rashly, Xiao Yang's figure flashed and came directly to Xiaoxian's side. Well, the snake and scorpion venomous man has been controlled by me. The little doctor's eyes were tightly locked, and she seemed to be a little dazed at the green enchantment at the moment. In this case, first take out the magic core and poison pills of the 8 poisonous snakes, etc., and help you build the foundation. The world below will pass. Xiao Yang glanced around and saw that the thick poisonous mist and poisonous gas in the distance were isolated, and he couldn't help but say something. Defeating the 8 poisonous demon snake is a waste of a lot of strength. If it absorbs the poisonous mist and recovers, I am afraid it will be a lot of trouble. After all, the strength of the Do Formation Master can be as short as 10 days or more than a month. It's a disadvantage. Everyone nodded, and immediately began to act. Xiao Yang and Xiaoxian took the lead, and the two came to the side of the 8 poisonous snakes and beasts at the same time. Boom! Without the obstruction of the poisonous mist, the scorching holy flame turned into a sea of fire, entwined with the 8 poisonous demonic snakes and beasts, and the terrifying high temperature surged out in an instant, instantly burning its body with a buzzing sound. A tragic roar emerged, and the 8 snake eyes looked at Xiao Yang and the others with gloomy resentment, but unfortunately he had no choice but to wait quietly for the destruction. Tear off the thunderbolt. In the baking room of flames, there were bursts of low-pitched sounds of explosions on the body of the 8 poisonous snakes. A small medical fairy absorbed all the poisonous mist of the 8 poisonous snakes, and immediately the body, limbs, skin, etc. of the 8 poisonous snakes quickly turned to ashes under the burning of Xiao Yang Shenyang, revealing its true core. The flames and ashes overflowed, and the vitality of the 8 poisonous demon snakes quickly faded, the huge body rapidly shrank, and an extremely coquettish demon core slowly shone out, with the addition of drops of scarlet blood essence looming. Seeing this, Xiao Yang didn't change his face, and then calmly increased the power of the flame. In almost 10 minutes, the huge body of the 8 poisonous demon snake beast turned into 2 light groups. One group was a palm-sized scarlet blood light group. This was where its essence and blood were concentrated. After being baked by Xiao Yang Shenyang, it had long since transformed into the essence of the 8 poisonous snakes and beasts. The other one is the so-called magic core, and it is also a poison pill, which is the embodiment of countless powers. Take it. Xiao Yang casually waved and shot at the little medical fairy. These things are only useful for the little medical fairy. Boom. Just as the power of the 2nd Regiment was about to come to the palm of Xiaoxian, the void around Xiaoxian suddenly darkened, and a huge force emerged. Thank you. The void collapsed, and a giant hand of yellow energy suddenly gathered the essence of the 2 groups of 8 poisonous snakes and beasts. The void was squirming, and 2 figures slowly appeared on the opposite side of Xiao Yang and the others. The figures were dark and poisonous mist filled the sky, and they showed extremely crazy smiles like 2 demons. This video will end here.